Best video game franchise. What do we like? We got sports games. We got action
Because
games.
now I can't hear nobody. That's crazy.
Oh my goodness, bro.
How did we get here?
What are we talking about?
Right.
And it's always the high pitched, like, oh my god!
Put both of them. I'm not a sports guy. You could put both of those games in front of me. I would not know the difference.
Shut the hell up.
Connect to my Xbox whenever I go traveling. I don't need to.
But that's stupid. That's like, that point is stupid. That's like saying, you know what? iPhone's better because I can connect it to my iPad.
They'll only respect you more though if you don't come out on this podcast and go talk to them first before you officially come out the closet.
You gotta do what you do, bro. You gotta do what you gotta do. Kiss some toes, eat some ass, you know.
Mike had a vasectomy and still had a baby.
Vice City was the one.
Oh!
Yes!
You might have just won me over. Vice City is the greatest GTA ever.
I just started Death Note. I've never watched it, and I was just.
Oh my god!
Well, you're bottom heavy. Your legs are muscular. You're up.
Do you think my ass is fat? That's crazy. We gotta end this conversation.
That's not
Thank you guys for streaming Brilliant Swag. Welcome back to Brilliant Swag. All right, we got Loda here. We got OJ there. We got Lucas here, Micah here, and Jameson here. All right, we're talking about some deep shit today. All right, we're going into racism. All right, covert, in your face, microaggressions, history, all that shit. So lock in because we're gonna be breaking it down a little bit. So what do we have here for this? Our first little topic here for us to discuss.
Well, I love the fact that we're in 2025 and we're still talking about this. I mean, I'm the oldest one in here, being born, in the early 80s. And, just something I thought that would be crazy. And everybody on here is younger. And I always find younger people to be not as racist as older people. But of course, they can be molded that way if you go down the rabbit hole. And what about the fact that you have people that say racism doesn't exist today?
Yo, I feel like
That's just
I don't know if it was you. I don't know if I had this conversation with you before, but I definitely was fighting with somebody on my Facebook during the Charlie Kirk incident, and this was somebody I grew up with, and they were really behind the claim that racism does not exist, and that if you feel like it exists, it's because you choose to stay in that mindset that racism does not. That racism still exists. And I'm sitting there looking at this like, I know y'all ain't that stupid. You can't be that stupid. And even if like you choose to believe that racism does not exist, there's still systemic racism that is in place and that people are still benefiting from to this day, to this current moment. And you can't say that doesn't exist. But if you don't think it exists, we want to hear from you. And it's okay. I want to know why people think that.
Does anyone here think that?
Racism, definitely.
No,
Racism exists.
I don't think anybody on here thinks that. They probably wouldn't be on this show.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's just denial, though. To even want to try to say
denial is a river in Egypt.
Like, man, it's gay.
Hell, like, bro. I just don't understand how something you literally see on a daily basis, no matter where you go, and even the smallest ways, you'll be like, somebody just, they're just in their head about it.
They just woofing.
Like, don't even sound right. If a white man calls me the hard N word,
hard ER.
Yeah, bro. If he calls me that, my first innate reaction is like, okay, why? Because I
Well, you
didn't
would know
ask
why.
for
You
that.
ask why?
But it's like, but no,
You
it's
would know
not so
why.
much of like a why of like, oh, why'd you say that? It's just like, what are
Like
you
we sit
trying to
here.
prove? Like, it's you got to really think of how low level it is to really be like, oh, he looked different than me. Like,
My
I just feel
response is
like that's
always like,
such a low level way to see people. It's hard for me to even really understand.
But I feel like that's racism as a root, just a lack of empathy. I mean, I was having a conversation with an individual I knew. I mean, we were talking about all the ICE raids and everything, and he verbatim had said, "Well, it doesn't affect me." And I asked him, I said, "Is it because they're not white?" He said, "Yes." It's we have to stop equating racism only to hatred. Sometimes it's the lack of empathy. People are racist because they don't give a fuck what happens to us. Sorry for my French, but if Lucas were to sit here and tell me if a black man got lynched tomorrow and Lucas said, I don't care, he doesn't look like me, that's racism. And it's not rooted in hatred sometimes, it's rooted in a lack of empathy and care for other human beings.
I agree. Thank you
Mm,
for correcting me.
No, I wasn't
I would
correcting you.
say
I was
that.
just giving my.
Yeah.
just touching on
Well,
it. Just touching on it.
expanding on
Yeah.
my point. My
Hmm.
fault. Yeah.
You had it right.
Yeah, but no, I'm with you on that. Like, there is somebody else add a point to it because I like where you was going with that.
And I think another thing that adds to it too, even when it comes to like let's say technology, social media, things like that, throw a lot of I want to say injustices in your face. And I think a lot of people maybe have come to the point of just being numb to it. Maybe because, like you've said, Jameson, a lot of the people predominantly white, maybe even Asian people. I know there's a lot of discrimination against black people, even
Hispanics. It's
well,
everybody. It's
well,
everybody.
here's
about
one
everybody.
problem because you have to make this distinction that people get mixed up. They mix up prejudice and racism all in the same basket, and
Mhm.
it's actually totally different things.
Yeah.
Correct.
Like when people say black people can't be racist, and some people say, well, black people can be racist. Black people can have prejudices. Racism is usually dealing with systems
Yeah.
and the inability for anyone that is a different race of you not being able to have those same equal abilities because you're in that system. Prime example. Have you guys ever heard the stat that there's only 12, the United States is made up of 12% black people, correct?
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Right.
African Americans. But we commit 50% of the crimes. Have you ever heard that stat?
It's an
Yeah.
impossible
I
stat.
did. It's
It's
No.
just like
false.
that
Yeah.
doesn't make sense.
Well, it's not false, but it's misleading because
Yeah.
those are arrests, right? If you look at the flip side, we make up 12% of the country, but we're 67% of the exonerations.
Mhm.
So we're
I've
being
never heard
arrested
that.
a lot of
Yeah,
times
Under false pretenses.
under false
exactly.
pretenses. And that's the part of the stat that people will not bring up,
Hmm.
that
There's
part
also
of the
people
stat.
who would fight you on the fact that because there are a group of black people, or I'm gonna say, mm, be it non-white people. There are groups of non-white people who have made a way for generational wealth for themselves, and so I think that's one of the reasons people try to fight people and say that there's no racism anymore, just because
I
a few of us have been able to become successful in
Mhm.
America, and I still feel like there's still racism, even if
Yeah.
How,
I
a
how
don't.
do
choice
you
few.
view racism, Micah?
I just view it as like false pretenses because they're viewing someone on like views that not really them. Honestly, I don't really have much to say about it because I haven't experienced it myself.
No,
Yeah.
actually, it's a good thing because people look at you like, why isn't say anything? It's very hard for non-racist white people to give a bunch of dialogue about racist people because they're like, why? It doesn't compute with you, right? It doesn't make any sense. So you not having a lot to say is actually conducive to your upbringing and what you deal with.
Yeah.
Props to
So
Micah's folks.
I do have a
Shout
question
out.
though. It makes me want to ask a question though. So like Micah, have you at least ever like been around a situation or ever engaged
Oh
with
yeah.
someone who was racist before? So
Hmm.
like do you mind expanding on like what that experience was like or that story or whatever, however you want to?
Well, so like in my school, it's normalized. I know like the N word's like a big thing, but I feel like it's normalized now
For who to say
in
it?
like public. No, I'm saying like everybody to say it. but like it shouldn't be, you know?
Ooh, okay.
Because like I feel like there's too much history behind it to like.
No, I mean, no,
No,
he's
Jameson,
right.
like he's dead ass.
Jameson,
Like I wish he was joking, but he's dead ass, bro. I
That's
witnessed the
me,
shit.
because
Jameson, put your Black Panther hat up. He's dead
I
serious,
witnessed the shit, bro.
and he's
Wait,
correct. You can
was
go
that
on
not even
YouTube
a
right
question?
now and look at some of the like Nick Fuentes and some of the other
Yeah.
conservative
Yo, he
YouTube,
really got Black Panther
and they
shit
say it
on.
all the time. You play video games, OJ. How many times did we get called the hard R in Call of Duty?
Oh,
oh my
bro, just
god,
nigga, they be bored.
yeah, it'd be
They just be
bored.
saying it because it's like it's just on the tongue. It
You
just
find out you're
sizzles.
black
Like
and it's over.
no, it just sizzles when they say it. They like how it feels, bro. It's
They
weird.
do. They like it.
Oh, my camera, stop. There we go.
You know what I like? I like when somebody gets caught up in a racial scandal and then they blame it on their stress, or what that one lady say, that one Karen that went on a racial tirade and she says, "I had low blood sugar because I suffer from diabetes." Yeah, because that's what diabetes does. When you're
Right,
having
Makes
an
you
episode, it
racist.
makes you racist.
makes you
Nah, the
racist.
worst
She needs a
one.
Snickers.
One of the worst ones was Hulk Hogan, where like this
Oh,
Oh my
man
god.
went, he goes on Good Morning America and says that BS of an apology. Bro, what was he talking about,
We knew he didn't
bro?
care though. That's the
We
thing though.
already knew, but that's the thing that made me mad is like I feel like he even knew that we didn't care. Like I think that's the thing that really bothered us about Hulk Hogan. And bro, I'm not gonna disrespect the dead. We know what his life was.
why not?
Why not? I
What?
disrespect Hitler all the time. You can
I'm gonna
disrespect
let
bad
y'all
people.
have
Wait a
that.
minute. Wait a
I'm gonna
minute.
let
No,
y'all
no, no. Hold
have
on,
that.
because this is hold on, OJ. And I'm not getting on you. This is my thing.
I got you. Go
I
ahead.
hate that statement. A bitch that disrespects me while they're alive just because they up and died, which is no fault of mine, I can't disrespect them.
Yeah,
I'm
and
better than them.
but here's the thing though, and I love hearing African Americans say, "Yeah, I'm better than that. I'm better than the hatred and all this." Sometimes, but at some point we have to be realists. We cannot sit here and go out of Low and OJ and Keone as you as well. Out of all of us here, who really
Wait,
would
wait,
have?
wait. What do you mean Coyote is you as well?
All my black folk, come on
Is
now,
because of
hold
my
on.
voice?
Put that
Is
fist,
it because
come
of my
on.
voice that I got added at
There
the
you
You're
go,
not
Mike. I
listening to
see you,
James.
brother.
James
I
is
see you,
speaking.
brother.
He's speaking.
But no, I'm saying like, how many of us would go with Malcolm X or Martin Luther King? A lot of times in today's day and age, a lot of people go with Malcolm X only because of the fact of there's only so many times you can get berated and hated on before you have to defend a defense mechanism. We can't keep saying, "Oh, we have to be better. We have to be better." We do have to be better, but that does not mean we can't hold ourselves to the same standards other people are holding themselves to.
Yeah, it's
This is
just hard
true.
to have a violent response because you know what's going to happen.
Exactly. You don't. That doesn't mean we have to be
So
proactively violent. That means we have to be proactively defensive.
so do you mind if I can expand on my point since you brought up a good point, right?
Okay.
So when it comes to me like saying I'm not gonna disrespect the dead just because it's like, bro, I got family and shit. They've done some unforgivable shit too. You
Mm-hmm.
feel me? So
Karma.
that's me. You feel me? I got a lot of respect for karma.
Okay.
I dealt with my fair share of things. That's just
I
me
get you.
personally. You feel me? But at the end of the day, when it comes to how people die, shit like that, that is karma too. And I think you do get yours. It's happened to everybody, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody gets theirs. You know what I'm saying? Hate to bring it up as an example, Charlie Kirk. I think the stuff he said, I don't agree with it. The one thing I will say is that he did let people ask questions and conversate back and forth. And at least from what I've seen, they were at least able to continue going back and forth, regardless of how he said it, what he said, how he came off.
I mean, he cut.
Well, that was
And I'm
That's
giving bare
literally
minimum. I'm giving bare minimum just
I know.
because you know what I'm
That was
saying.
showy.
Like
That was showy because you look at the debates that he would have, and then you look at what he would say on his show, and it's like, okay.
In
bro.
addition to who would he be having these debates with, which would be
Oh!
college students who don't know how to really debate.
Yeah, but you saw what
their
happened, right?
ideals.
You saw what
yeah,
happened,
He
right?
was ducking some students. And
He
was
does
talking
that
about-
here, but he took
Uh-huh.
his ass across the pond to England, and them Oxford students tore his ass up.
And then he made sure those videos didn't really see the light of day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we
Excuse
saw
me.
him though.
It's You see him, but he stopped doing shit like that. So he made sure if I'm going anywhere to debate, it's going to be American college students who don't really know what they're talking about. They have a feeling of what they feel, but they don't know what they're talking about and can't necessarily put it in
And
words
he's well
that
versed
would
in this.
translate well.
He's made a career off of it. He's well versed. Like this is literally his job to be versed in this. So of course he's going to figure out certain talking points and he's going to lead the conversation certain ways. Also, to be honest, he wasn't that great of a debater. He cut his audience off a lot. A lot of points. If you watch,
He also
don't get finished.
I've also noticed he had planted certain people in some of the audiences that he'd go in and would like pick them out and bring them to the stand to kind of talk on his behalf. I don't know if you've seen a couple of those videos, but like there's like some people that he may have mentored in his like program in which he helps Black people get more knowledgeable in politics and things of that nature. He'd had these motherfuckers in the audience, and he had one of them, which is I think it was really fucked up. There was a Black girl at a college who was speaking on her experience at this particular college, and she was like my dark skin, and she was just saying, I have a really hard time here because of how people treat me, and I feel like this campus can be very racist. He chose one of the men that he mentored, who was like a light bright type of dude, asked him, and it seemed very like, but he had him come to the stand after her and asked him, how do you feel about this school? And he's like, no, I don't feel like there's any racism at this school. Just try to undertalk this Black girl's experience at this school. And I think that was very fucked up. But the entire crowd is like, yeah, there's no racism here. She's just wolf. Yeah. I don't.
And so like to add to that, right? Being able to look back on those things and being able to understand a lot of that, it allows us to gain a lot more knowledge. Like, bro, we're able to have a lot of progressive conversations, although he did not go about a lot of his shit a way people would approve of. But at the end of the day, I feel like, and Jameson, this is where, to your point, I'm not like, I'm curious how you feel about it, but it's like, that's where I want people to still remember, like, as human beings, bruh, it's not cool the way he died, like, just in front of it, like, just getting his shit blown off. I understand because the way he talked about gun violence, but at the same time, it's like, I'm not saying, like, it's still fucked up. Like, that's the thing I want to make very clear, is that it's still fucked up.
Yeah,
Like,
he got a wife and
you know what I'm saying? Whether you think he deserved it or not, sometimes in certain situations, just trying to flat out say that shit when people deal with certain shit a certain way, that's just irresponsible.
No, I'll never wish ill on people, but I can't sit here and cry tears. Like I'm not like, oh, I'm so sad. No, he was a bad man who put hateful rhetoric out, and he pushed for a lot of negativity. A lot of his fans, like Lo was talking about, a lot of those young men that he was mentoring, they killed 3 people after the fact.
Yeah, I think
kill 3 people.
Like one of the quotes that people will bring up all the time is when he said a couple of gun deaths a year is acceptable for our rights to bear arms, and people play that all the time. Lucas, do you feel? Because sometimes I feel like when I'm listening to some of these people, I feel like they go home and they don't believe 3/4 of the shit they say. They just know it's a grift and it's a way for them to capitalize and make money.
It's big grift.
Like your name is not Lucas. Your name is Lo the Baddest.
Hey, Keone, it's like the political version of Skip Bayless, yo.
Right. We over here. Now look who's being racist.
Just a Hall of Fame rage baiter.
Now look who's being racist. Lucas, I'm trying to get Luke to talk, and you two black son of a bitches can't shut up.
My fault.
I'll love.
Go ahead, Lucas. Now that you're not being oppressed on the show, go ahead and speak your mind.
So I definitely think that like these big talking points are more to get like a large majority of people to be like agree instead of go deeper into the topic, kind of like just cover like a general thing that people could say just off the top of the topic, like, oh yeah, like he might have a point, but not go so much into the basics to be like, oh wait, there's like controversy behind that, or like there's more depth to that. Okay. So like for the gun violence,
do you guys ever have that experience where, you know, some of my friends always say when you're out and about and someone's being racist and they look at you for agreeance and you're like, what the fuck? No.
There's a time and place. There's a time and place for racist jokes, is what I would say. And I hope whoever's out there being racist is joking about their racism. but there's a time and place. You know who to fuck
This is
around with.
also
And,
true. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a
Also
difference between
know.
very
edgy and
true.
dark jokes, dark humor, and just being racist. There's
Yes.
a line.
Well, yeah, when you have anger behind it, because I notice a lot of racist people are just completely freaking angry. And that's when racism gets politicized. Look at everybody was talking about Obama's what was going to stop racism. I'm like, are you crazy? It's about to get worse. And then it happened
And it
because
sure did.
the racists used to be in the closet and now they're just all out and about. But one of the things that you do to stoke the fires of people who are racist is you try to blame their troubles on everybody else. It's the blacks, it's the immigrants, it's all that. Do y'all remember the president Lyndon B. Johnson? Y'all remember him? Not as if y'all were alive, but he was a
Oh,
I
president.
wasn't alive.
historically, yes.
It sounds familiar. I feel like
This
my
is one of his
people probably said
famous
something.
quotes that he says that sticks to what I'm saying right here.
If you can convince the lowest white man he's better than the best colored man, he won't notice you're picking his pocket.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's
Yeah.
true.
We have a president that's stoking racial flames so much, but people aren't realizing he's made about $1 billion of untraceable crypto this whole time. And
Look,
his pockets keeps bigger and bigger. And while the farmers who voted for him in Arkansas are about to go bankrupt, he just built a $250 million ballroom that he had a gala at.
Mind you, the military's not getting paid.
but
Government's
No.
the government still shut down, and 1.9 million motherfuckers who was on SNAP benefits won't see that shit come November.
Well, that's fine because that's another thing like crime that's always seen as a black thing. Have you guys, including, Lucas and Micah, y'all can jump in anytime. Have y'all ever heard that every time they talk about welfare, who do they mostly talk about?
Black people,
Poor black and Hispanic
criminals who are also black.
And we make the smallest percentage of people on welfare. And when you talk about welfare, everybody just associates it with black people and they talk about food stamps. Welfare is not just food stamp. Welfare is Medicaid. Welfare is Medicare. Welfare handles all of the different entities and programs that helps veterans, women. It's like DEI. You guys heard that hot word that's been around forever, right?
Right.
And that comes back to Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk said when he would sit on a plane and see a black pilot, it always made him stop and think, is this person qualified? Or did they get the job because they're black? You still have to pass the freaking flight exams.
What does that have to do?
But remember y'all, Charlie Kirk ain't racist.
Yeah. So, but my point is, they would
Trying blue.
people use
It's just a
DEI.
difference of opinion.
People would use DEI to replace to talk about people of lower ethnicities. Ethnicities getting job preference when not understanding that Caucasian women were the biggest recipients of DEI.
Right.
So, I look at people like Lucas. Lucas, what's your ethnicity, Lucas?
Colombian.
Colombian, right?
Okay.
But you can go some places. If you never told them your name, they wouldn't care less. As soon as you say, my name's Lucas, or wait a minute, is that Hispanic?
But yo, you could even say that for Micah's name though. Like
Micah's
as soon as he
Micah's
would
a
say his
black- Micah's a
name,
black name.
I know, but I'm saying like they would look at him. They're not going to even think that deep. They're just going to be like, "Hey, so what's your name?" As soon as he says Micah, they're going
Lucas could go around saying Luke, and then he would have been passable. So,
like,
I still
bro,
think Lucas is passable.
Yeah.
I know plenty of white Lucases. I think that was passable.
Yeah,
I
well,
only know white Lucases.
here's the thing. It depends on, when you live in different parts of the country. When I was in the Army in Texas, one of my friends, Aniel Banachea, he's Cuban. And when we got pulled over in Texas, they're like, how do you say your last name? He goes, it's a Banachea. It's Italian. I was like, what? I was like,
he's
what?
letting you, what you ain't gonna do is not, put my culture out there. I'm not white. I'm Italian, but I mean, my nigga, you white.
Italians really don't claim white. They really don't claim white.
Hispanic.
nah.
They don't claim white, but
He's Hispanic. His name's Banachea, but since we were in Texas, it's just
Banacheo.
Banachea.
It's like the really dark Dominicans that say they're not black.
Me no black. Me no black.
Oh yeah, they don't call them
They
black.
hate that
Oh,
shit,
them
man.
black. Papi no, me no black. Me no black.
Me no black. Me no black.
Wait, hold on. I missed some. Lucas, you say you're from Colombia?
My parents are from
His parents
Colombia.
are.
and they
Oh,
raised
call
me-
me
I can hear it a
after.
little
You got
bit,
the
though.
hookup? What?
Nah, Lucas. Now that you said it, I actually can hear it a
Not
little
the-
bit, bro.
No, I did take a picture like that once with
Got the
flowers.
hook up. Hit me up later.
Micah, are you
You trying to go
just
skiing, Keone?
Huh? Are you just?
Boom. Let's just
What's
put
your
that up
ethnicity?
there, right there.
I'm Caucasian or
Damn.
Polish.
Okay.
See, while we're reading these things, what's
Oh,
good?
this is the political chat.
What's good to
This
keep in your
is
mind?
the leak chat.
What's good to keep in your mind is that a lot of folks confuse comfort for progress.
Mhm.
Right, while racism in itself may be quieter, I don't know, as of lately, it does not mean that it's gone. And just because a lot of people are tolerating racism, does not necessarily mean that it's not here. What is this? It says it was rape. Boom, they're dead. They love the watermelon people. This girl is fully raped.
Those are just different texts that were in the
Kick
Young
the bitch.
Republicans text thread. And of course, the vice president said there were kids saying stupid things. The Young
And
Republican.
kids say a lot of stupid
No,
shit.
no.
But like,
No.
Well, I
Yeah,
gotta admit.
hold
I
on.
gotta admit. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But before people say anything, if you haven't been following the story, it's the Young Republicans group chat, and everybody that came to their defense saying we say stupid things when we're young, but Young Republicans average the age of 18 to 48. There were senators in this chat. There were 42-year-old people in this chat. There were 36-year-old people in this chat. It wasn't a bunch of kids.
This group has.
I'm ready to watch
this group
people
has
burn
like,
now. Stay in the closet, faggot. You are giving nationals too much credit and expecting the Jew to be honest. If we ever had a leak of this chat, we would be cooked for real, for real.
mind you, these are the same Republicans that are upset when people make all these Charlie Kirk jokes.
Wait, what the fuck is
It's
wrong
very
with?
hypocritical.
Hold on, wait. So there's two. Okay, look. What the fuck is wrong with yo? What's wrong with that?
Well, listen,
Nothing just
first
to
of
say,
all,
it's just showing you they were having a conversation.
First of all, the look of disgust on Lucas's face after he read like two things tells me a lot.
Yeah, bro.
It tells me a lot.
Props
But
to Lucas.
not to be funny, but I always say this. If you walk by a group of white guys talking in a circle, you'll know when somebody said something out aloud when you hear that one white guy go, "Dude, not cool."
On a lighter hearted part of it, Keone, if you don't mind putting it back up real quick, there was two I actually thought were kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh god, you about to get us cooked.
Oh shit.
Okay.
About to get us
Wait,
cooked.
two that you? I don't know if I want.
I
already
know,
got a
like,
check for
all
reading
right.
them.
I don't know if I want to do this.
I hope
now.
they're the black
So-
ones.
Now these, yeah, but you got to remember also these are just the random texts that were in the group. This is not in like a particular order.
Right. So
which
they
ones
love
made you laugh, OJ?
Okay, so I'll be real with you. The two that made me laugh were they love the watermelon people. I kind of snickered a little bit. And I go to the zoo if I wanted to watch monkey play ball.
I knew
now,
that one.
shit.
I
No, I'm
knew
sorry.
that one got you. I knew that one got you.
That
You
one
better
made
not
me-
say the fucking zoo.
I'm sorry. That
And
one
you
made
said
me
it.
chuckle. It was how I read it. It was how I read it. It made me chuckle, bro.
I don't like you.
I don't fuck with it, but it made me chuckle, bro.
Is when they always throw the fried chicken and watermelon. I'm like, bitch, you know how fucking good fried chicken and watermelon is?
They like unseasoned.
All right. See, here we go.
See
Wow.
now, see.
Lucas's mom knows how to throw down, but Lucas isn't
mom ain't white.
Caucasian. Lucas is Colombian.
Both parents.
Not me.
The real
That's not
question is,
Micah's
can
mom.
Micah's folks cook?
What?
I'm beyond. They use a broiler a lot of the time.
For chicken?
Wait,
Sometimes.
you said a smoker? A smoker, or you said a broiler?
A broiler.
Them
It
big
doesn't
ass
matter
cows
what
there.
you use as long as it's fucking good.
Well, yeah, it's always good.
Yeah.
Come on now.
You never used a broiler before, Jameson?
Is it
So,
seasoned?
so you're uncultural. That's
Of course.
Yeah, I don't. That's not what
With
I
some
do.
chicken
I
broth,
myself.
some paprika.
Well, my
Okay.
favorite
He's
part-
good.
No
He's
adobo?
good. He's
Okay.
good. He's good.
No adobo?
No, you ain't got no lawyer seasoning salt in there?
Seasoned salt?
Lawyers.
No,
Not even
Lawry's?
lawyers.
It's too spicy though. So.
Little turmeric.
Ooh,
Dude.
turmeric. It's not expensive though.
Turmeric, oregano.
Depends where you get it from.
Hey, look, hey, Lo, Michael said turmeric in this economy?
Yeah, like yeah.
In this economy? No. Michael's mom can cook though. That food.
Ron Loki cooks better though.
Who?
I'm letting you know that, John.
What?
The big tall dude. 6'5" her
Oh
boyfriend.
yeah, I look.
Hmm.
His stepdad is built like a tank. I know he's eating.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't
It
missing no
don't look,
meals.
he
I'm just
doesn't
saying.
strike me as the bland chicken and broccoli guy.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, we
right.
do full meal preps every day. So we have like full course dinners basically.
Chicken and broccoli all up in the meal preps.
Hey,
I
Maybe
miss
yeah,
living at home.
healthy breakfast right now. Well balanced meal.
Oh man,
yeah.
it'd be so good. It'd be so good. Yeah, but that was the group chat. So, where is everybody from? Because that explains a lot of what you deal with and what you might have dealt with in different parts of the country.
I'm
Me
from
and
I
OJ are in Magaland, so that's where we are.
I was born in Cameron. Well, born in Sanford, lived in Cameron, but I was around like
Where is that?
Fayetteville for a while. Exactly.
What
And that's
state?
why, bro,
You
stop
said
lying to
exactly what
me.
state?
That's why I just say Fayetteville, bro. I hate having to explain that shit. So it's like I was just in Fayetteville in school and shit, and in the Spring Lake area and Sanford area, all that stuff, bro. So you just ran into whatever you ran into. It got to a point where that's honestly why like some people will think I'm chill about it. I'm really not. I'm serious, but at the same time, it's like, bro, I've experienced it to a point where if I didn't make it a joke or if I didn't go a certain way about it,
You'd be
it
fighting a
would
lot of
it would
people.
it would escalate, or it's like you want me to escalate the situation, or I'm gonna just make you feel stupid. I'd rather make you feel stupid. Like I'm gonna just keep joking with you. I'm a troll. You think you like people try to get me mad and stuff, and I'll get animated. Like y'all know I'm an animated person, and they'll think I'm mad. I really am just like it's whatever, bro. And so I just let people think what they want to think, and from there it'd be whatever to me because people are ignorant.
Mm, okay.
So you're an angry black man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Own it.
I'm from a swing state. I'm from Michigan. I'm from a swing state. I'm in the burbs of Michigan, so it gets real racist out here. Like Detroit's about here. Once you get past this section, it's nothing but MAGA land. So oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's rough at times over here, but Detroit is
I
definitely black. So
I was gonna say I was born in, well, first and foremost, my parents are Liberian and Barbadian, and they had me in Atlanta, Georgia. I was born there, but I was raised in Minnesota. I'm currently in California right now,
Jesus.
but I can recall going to high school, and I think some of my first, I'm gonna say first because I feel like I kind of dealt with racism growing up. I was around a lot of Asian people from like Thailand, and their parents are like no black people. Like they don't fuck with black people. So those were one of my first few like instances of like experiencing racism. But when I got to high school, we had like a 3-floor high school, and a lot of the times a group of friends who are also black people would group up in this atrium portion in this school. And it wasn't until I think my uh I think it's either sophomore or junior year, I found out that the lot of the white people in the school would call that section Africa because that's where all the black people would hang out in between classes. And I'm like, are y'all fucking kidding? That's how we rocking in
You didn't even get that
motherfucking
leaked group chat. You didn't know about it.
2009, 2010. I mean,
Well, to defend foreign people who come over here, they do get to hear the baddest things, representations of us.
they're
Like
they're
I
given that.
actually saw a guy that said black people are lazy and that's why they don't work. And then somebody said, so you won't hire a black guy? Why would I hire him? They're lazy. So on one hand, you're saying black people won't work, they're too lazy. But if a black guy comes to you, you're not going to hire him because you think he's lazy. That's so counterproductive. But this is the one thing I will say. Um, we are the only people who has to be judged by their worst
Mm-hmm.
and get over everything. So you don't know how many times do you think I've gotten in my life? Well, you don't sound black.
Yeah.
right,
And
my
I'm
name
like, there's sound coming out of my mouth and
right.
I'm black. So I look back and go, well, you don't sound like trailer trash. Well, why would I sound like trailer trash? Well, why would I sound like I'm from the ghetto, from the hood? Like, even though I am. Like, it's such a silly thing. And we're also the only people that have to get over everything. Slavery, get over it. Civil rights, get over it. Police brutality, get over it. Holocaust, never forget.
9/11. Never forget.
People telling you to
Never
dismiss your
forget.
trauma ultimately is what I feel like a lot of people who are experiencing racism, be it microaggression or even in the macro sense, we're being told to dismiss your trauma, get over it because it's not affecting me, so it shouldn't affect you.
Yeah.
And I think people are really mixing up healing with forgetting. They're not the same thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of people can't heal what they never face, and so they just kind of
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
the biggest thing
And
is
so
diversity. I always say this: if all of your friends look like you, then we're never going to get there. If
Yeah.
you're
no.
black and all your friends are black, if you're white and all your friends are white, if you're Cuban and all your friends are Cuban, we're never going to get there because every
You're never
place,
gonna
every
grow.
time that there's diversity, you start realizing you're more alike than you are different,
Hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can kind of smell it on people sometimes. But I got to wait for all of us to make some money.
I mean, we trying.
We
Right.
got to get Micah. Micah, we got to
We
record you
my
saying
fucking
we
best.
got to record you saying a racial slur to a kid, and then we'll start a
a,
campaign to raise
a
your money.
brown kid.
Y'all remember this chick, right?
Oh yeah.
Y'all remember her? We'll
Camilla.
put that back up.
You gonna easily shoot up $1 million in a
Oh
month.
my
You're
god.
gonna be good.
Yeah.
You're gonna be
Shiloh
hella
Hendricks. Do
good.
you know this story, Lucas?
Hell
Ooh.
no. What is this?
Shiloh
Oh,
Hendricks
oh,
called,
He fed.
I think it
Ain't
was
that right,
a
brother?
5-year-old African American child, the N word, on a video. It was throwing racial slurs at him. She's a white woman from Minnesota who went
please tell me
viral
you have the
after
video.
she was caught on camera using a racial slur against a 5-year-old child at a park on the 28th. Has received unexpected support more than 700. She's over a million now, but over
Mhm.
790,000 at the time of this post in online donations. The money came from Gives and Go, a platform known for hosting fundraisers linked to far right causes. Her campaign drew over 30,000 supporters, and many of them whom left donation messages containing racial slurs and Nazi symbols. So
Yep.
I'm living life the wrong way. I should have
Love
just found
Minnesota.
somebody to do that. $1 million, and then people are going to say, and then people are leaving racial slurs on there, but but racism doesn't exist. And then you have
See
these idiots like Nick Fuentes says
his
Shiloh
gay
Hendricks
ass.
fundraiser isn't about racial slur or whatever happened on that playground. Yes, it is. It's a middle finger to Carmelo Anthony, George Floyd, OJ Simpson, and all the black people who supported them just because they're black. White people have had enough. 1.7 million views, 1.3 thousand likes,
Like
5.2
five
thousand
points
reposts,
repost.
There's just an obsession.
54,000 love.
Crazy.
There's just an
So
obsession.
that's why it
All right.
can't go away. You've got 54,000 people loving it, 5.2 thousand people retweeting it,
2K
2,000
saving
people
it.
favoriting it, and you're going to get all those comments.
She,
You know,
she, and
it's
she.
crazy.
So apparently, like it's action is in place, right? The woman or whatever lost her job, and in losing her job, and people feeling like I'm going to take action in my hands, they doxed her. So in doxing her, she's like, she runs to Give Send Go, says, I do not feel safe. They have my address online. They have my children's school online. And they're putting that information out there, and I don't, blah, blah. Puts that on the Give Send Go, and then she's flooded with, here's $2,000, here's $500, here's 10, here's 20, here's 25, those N words, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like,
She didn't even learn her lesson.
How
That
can
I
you
was,
listen
because
to
I
that?
was going to say you should never dox anybody. I didn't want her to be doxxed, but then her response
yeah,
is like, "Oh, you didn't even learn your lesson."
Mhm.
no. There's a lesson to have been learned there, and she literally just skated on through because she couldn't. Because well,
Because she's white. Yeah.
What'd you say, Micah?
Like, because she's white. That would not go if it was any other race.
Oh yeah,
Mike,
Michael. If
Micah, do you
I've
believe in
said
white
something,
privilege?
go ahead.
Do you believe
Yeah.
in white privilege, Micah?
To an extent, for sure.
Okay. What's that extent?
I just think there's an extent.
Okay.
I kind of know what
Like,
Micah means because you look at the people who don't believe in white privileges, the people that Lyndon B. Johnson are talking about. If you're
mm,
talking, if you're asking that to a white person who lives in a low income area, who's struggling day by day, they're going to look at you like, what fucking white privilege are you talking about? But what it means is, I'll give you a prime example. We're always told that just listen to what the police do what they told you, and you'll be fine, right? But people who don't look like us get to yell back at the police and say they're a citizen and yada yada yada. So my friend was like, former friend who's Caucasian was like, I'm tired of people talking about you guys get treated disproportionately from police. I get pulled over all the time. I said, okay, did you get pulled over for speeding? He's like, yeah. I said, did you get pulled over because you were being reckless? Yeah. You've got a DUI. You got pulled over because you were drunk one time. Yeah. Have they ever pulled you over for being white? And then there's the silence. That's the difference.
He also said he got pulled over multiple times. A lot of black people get pulled over once, and that's it for them because why? Pow pow. You can't say multiple times.
Well, first of all, if you're running into cops that have 2 6-shooters, you're in the wrong time period. That's number one. Okay. What the hell are they doing in California now with the pow pows?
Look, the bang bangs. I'm trying not to get you canceled on here.
Micah, what Micah's saying, it depends on what sect of white America you're asking that question to.
Sure.
That definitely goes hand in hand to what I'm saying with, like, you know, the choice Latinos, black people, Asian people who have made money for themselves and, you know, generational wealth. They are also the outliers for, you know, success, whereas the poor white people are the outliers for the people who don't feel that there's a sense of white privilege around.
There could be more of a series of circumstances. Like, Micah, you're on a swim team, aren't you?
Yeah. Oh God, let's not start with swim teams.
So when you go, if me and you walked in on the first day, nobody knows us, and we both walk up to try out for the swim team, who are they looking at weird? You or me?
You, because you're like 40 or 50.
He has a point.
Why the shots?
Oh my god!
Nah, it's funny because, like, you could tell he meant nothing by it at all.
No, he just
bro.
Don't OJ, you tried it. He definitely you seen the I seen the attitude in his face. He's like, bro, you old. That's why they looking at you funny.
But he was trying to make his point.
Micah, that's how you feel? So it's not racism with you, it's ageism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, Micah, I was on a swim team as well. How does your swim team act? Is there any people of color on your team?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there is, but that wasn't the point of the question. Is generally in those environments, it's like, oh, there you go. It's like if I go try out for this.
I was just letting. I was on a swim team too, and mine was very racist. Like,
well,
towards
also
you.
I got chased in the locker room by one of my captains while I was changing. He called himself Master and tried to whip me.
What the fuck?
Yeah, my coach found out and they had to call the cops.
What the hell?
Yeah, I mean,
they
get down crazy.
Okay, I have a serious question. How the fuck did you get all that hair into that swim cap?
I didn't have all this back then, and I just kept breaking it down.
All right.
Hi, Papa.
Aw.
I hope he's talking to his dog. I really hope he's talking.
Yes, I'm talking to my dog.
Okay, good.
Are you Papa? Is your name Papa?
Please don't
say my God.
We're gonna go left quick.
Oh my God. Anyway, that fucked you all up, Micah. You're an asshole.
I'm sorry.
You know what the hell I meant.
All right. For me.
That shit was funny as hell.
Some bitch. Who hurt you, Micah?
You.
How? First of all, we're supposed to keep that between us, so I'm just gonna move on. Lucas, you know what I don't like about Lucas? He doesn't say anything, but when anybody is getting the words put on him, he just sits back and laughs and enjoys it.
Dude, I laugh with you guys, not at you guys.
Oh, really? Is that what it is?
Perfect response.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sure. I'll take that BS.
And he called you sir.
Oh my God. Hey,
Because
so
he's
you guys
old.
were talking
Oh my
about
god.
wealth. Do you know, besides during the current era, do you know who had all the money during the Great Depression?
African Americans.
Do you know? Well, damn, Jameson, you're like the African American guru, so I didn't want you to answer,
I'm sorry. My friends call me Dr. Umar.
even though you didn't know how many black people started the NAACP on that one meeting.
Wait, did,
Um,
Dang. Okay, he
he's
can't know
kind of he's kind of throwing
everything.
me out there. It's okay. I can't know everything.
Damn.
I will though.
so why did black people have an abundance of money during the Great Depression? This is how racism backfires.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why, Lucas or Micah?
No, not a clue.
So
I
the Great
actually don't know
Depression,
this myself.
one of the biggest causes of the Great Depression is the banks collapsing, right? So if you had your money in banks, you got fucked.
Mhm.
But
And black people didn't.
black people weren't
Because they
allowed
couldn't get
to put their money in banks.
accepted. Holy shit.
So guess where all their money was?
And they
At the
fucking
house.
mattress.
So a lot of
And then what
companies that
happened?
are
My
around
fault. My
today,
fault.
a lot of companies that are around today survived if they were companies that black people invested in. So that's just crazy.
And then also what happened to those same people who had their money with them?
Because
Boom.
one of the dealerships that survived during the Great Depression and was booming was, of course, Cadillac. Sometimes that's where your stereotypes come from that play into the racism. Because before, 20 years ago, every black people were associated with Cadillacs, right? You always say, "Oh, black man got a Cadillac,"
And
but
the rappers
Cadillac
are
was
rapping
one of
about it
those,
too.
huh? Yeah, because Cadillac was one of those companies that survived because
Black people.
we bought Cadillacs because we couldn't put our money in banks. So it's always funny when racism backfires.
But then they took some of that away. I mean, we had Black Wall Street in Tulsa, and guess what
Well,
happened
yeah,
there? They burned it
They blew
down.
that up.
They burned it
yeah,
down. So
I know,
I
but I'm
mean,
just talking about that first period of why we had all of that.
Mhm.
Of course, you throw that, but people will say you can't. So what do you say to this? You can't blame black problems today on things that happened to black people in the past.
But what things are they blaming?
Oh, we talked about it. Systemic racism. You also talk about you don't understand passed down trauma. For instance,
Unfortunately, this is how
Lucas
history
is
works.
Colombian, right?
Uh-huh.
Lucas, where were your parents born and raised?
Bogota and Cartagena.
Bogota. And you know the years that they were raised in Cartagena in Bogota?
Cartagena.
Yeah. Do you know the years that they were raised in those areas?
Like the 60s and 70s.
Yeah. Ask them, do they remember the traumatic events in the 60s, 70s, and 80s that happened in there? You're different because you weren't born and raised there. They got here and raised you differently. You don't experience that trauma
That
or that
culture.
lineage of trauma from that area. There's a difference. We're not another country. We're right here. And we're tracing the lineage of trauma through those areas. Anytime you have a society or not a society, a neighborhood or area where you purposely cut off resources and cut off things and programs, that's what's going to happen. Lawton, Oklahoma, other places with high density of white people who are middle to lower class, lower income, have some of the same problems, but you don't talk about those places. It's the same problem.
Yeah.
Damn, they got quite. Did y'all die? What happened?
I
I
had to
thought my
talk to you.
Nah,
I
computer
had to
that
shut
talk to
off.
was
you, but I forgot it. Honestly,
solid point, bro.
I had to talk to
Long
you, but I
silence.
forgot it.
Everybody got quiet now. Everybody talking at the same time.
We
We-
just sitting with it. I just
I'm about to say, I think we was letting that one settle in, bro. That was a big,
Yeah.
You was letting it marinate.
yeah.
for sure.
I
Oh,
was literally
wait.
like
Hold on.
processing
Hold on.
what you said.
Micah, since I'm old, so old, let me use a updated reference. Y'all was letting me cook.
Yeah. To piggyback
I ain't
off
gonna
of
Yeah,
lie.
that.
yeah, that was good.
To piggyback
Oh,
off of that.
Hey yo, hey yo.
I think
Microphone
the big
hell.
the big thing too with this conversation that I
Jameson, you
want.
got to speak louder. I don't think he heard you.
I know. I'm sorry.
You be doing that soft voice. You gotta get that loud voice.
I
He said he
swear.
wanted to piggyback low.
Go
Yeah,
ahead,
I'm
piggyback.
sorry. I'm
They
sorry.
told me if I won my 7th award tonight that I would take my glasses off. Yeah, I'm sorry. My fault, bro.
Somebody get him. Somebody get, somebody get him. Cause what?
Are we kidding?
My fault, bro. I stemmed, bro. My fault, bro.
OJ ain't been on in a month. He don't know how to act.
That's insane. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Um, no,
Go ahead,
I was
piggyback.
I was gonna say that I kind of equate it to an injury. Since America's a very young country, like we're one of the younger ones in the world. If you break a bone
Hmm.
at a young age, it's gonna take a while to heal. In America, let's say racism is an injury, we have yet to heal from it. You think about it, most of America's history, we've been at war and we've been trying to figure out this issue since damn near conception. I mean,
Hmm.
you go from slavery to Jim Crow to the Civil Rights Act to today, you have the BLM protests. Like,
Ain't it been just
this
about
is this
100
is what we're
years?
trying exactly. And the thing is, there's going to be residual damage. If you tear your ACL, you're not going to be back up walking in 2 months. No, you have to do PT to work it back up. So I think America is getting better, but it takes all of us to care. And I think that's the biggest issue right now is there's such a disconnect from everyone's point of view. We haven't had time
Hmm.
to just, hey,
So,
boom, put down the barriers. I don't care if you're red, blue, green, white, yellow, pink. I care for you. You're an American, and let's start there at
Mm.
least. There's no
so
baseline ever here.
What
I
you're
want
getting
to
at is people
go ahead.
are trying to pretend that the injury is not here, and you can't
Rather
necessarily
than heal.
fix the injury if you're pretending it's not there,
Exactly.
and not
And
understanding how it happened.
Hmm.
and see,
Okay.
I think it also you got to think of it as because if we're trying to look at it from a different perspective, right? We know the injury's been here this whole time. So you're trying to make them recognize an injury they know about, but actually see that it's an injury. So it's almost to me, it seems like it's like if we broke our arm, but we never actually fixed it and it healed broken. And the only way
Mm.
you can fix an arm that's healed broken is what?
To
To
break it
break
again.
it again.
Rehabilitate.
Hmm.
You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
You
So I
can't read
feel
it.
like
No, you have to break an arm. But I don't think in like the geopolitical or like the actual like political state of the world we have to break ourselves. We don't have to go through another civil war. It just
Yeah.
takes a leader willing to say, "Hey, we're flawed. We have our issues. We as Americans need to come together and say, hey, we're all Americans."
But if you do that, you're not patriotic.
So damned if you do,
And
damned if
here's
you
the thing,
don't.
though. That's the issue because a large portion of America is uneducated white people. Uneducated white people. No way to them. They tend to be racist. So if you cater to that audience, we're not fixing the
You know
problem.
what?
You're just
You
helping your
just
political career.
you just made a good point because every race has its uneducated population, right?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Uneducated black people just tend to be uneducated black people. They may resort to things that
Or
educated black people won't do, whether that's crime or just
Sell
not getting their lives
drugs.
together.
yeah.
But uneducated black people don't go racist. Uneducated Colombians don't go racist. Uneducated Hispanics don't go racist.
Hmm.
That is a weird thing. I guess that goes back to the Lyndon B. Johnson.
But it's
You so
historical though. You gotta look
when
at
your life is down, you have to find somebody to be mad at. So one
Yeah.
thing that I can say that's comparison that some white people and black people will say that has a little merit to it is if you have black person A who's made poor decisions every time they turn around, just poor decisions, and they're down on their luck and they've ruined their lives. They made poor decisions as a teenager, poor decisions in their 20s, poor decisions in their 30s, their 40s. And in their 50s, they're sitting on the corner complaining about the white man and how they kept him down is totally different than the people that are affected about the stuff we're talking about today.
yeah.
So I can see that same correlation with white people. If you're not educated or down on your luck, you find someone to blame, whereas those black people will blame the system, where white
Hmm.
people will blame blacks and the immigrants. And
yeah,
when
but
we
you
say white people and black people, again, everybody, we don't mean every single person because you guys see Lucas and Micah here, and they don't have a racist bone in their body.
Mhm.
Right.
So I have a question, and it's more of just like a common sense question, but in the political realm, which y'all are better than me in, I just want to put out there and like see if it can be made sense of, right? So I know how when it comes to this whole thing, it's like essentially you have to deal with, for example, presidential candidates. It's like one candidate, they BSing, lying their way through, making everybody believe one thing, knowing good and well they're not going to follow through with it. One person is kind of sort of going through with it, but you can at least see the good intention. Why can the good intention person not be able to just kind of bullshit the other demographic that always votes for that party? Does that make sense?
Let's put this in like an actual scenario. Sorry, Keon. I think I saw you about to talk, but let's just say it's the previous election. Certain things matter when it comes to American elections. You look at every single president. Every president has either, aside from Barack Obama, has been a white male, has been college educated, has been either a lawyer, or has been to a higher education university, has been married, and has been a Christian. There are certain values that Americans just don't shy away from. So when you look into presidential candidates, Hillary Clinton had already lost a lot of Americans just for her being a woman. Same thing goes with Kamala Harris. Let alone Kamala Harris was black. A lot of Americans, they might have. A lot of people loved Obama's policies. You could have told them there was Mitt Romney's policies. They'd have been eating it out of your hand. As soon as you show that black men, it's an issue. So, I think when it comes to America and electing our leaders, those that aren't the prototypical president we tend to vote for historically, they have to do a bit more. I mean, we saw with Trump, he didn't have a tax plan. Like tax analysts during the race were literally like, this isn't going to work. But you still had people that were voting for Trump and on the right saying that Kamala's plan wasn't effective
It
and that she wasn't educated.
It wasn't about the
And people
plan.
believed it.
I'm gonna speak for as black people. The poll age moves because between Hillary and Kamala and Biden, those black people aged.
Hmm.
The demographic of age of black men who voted for Trump over Hillary,
It's insane.
that same demographic voted for Biden over Trump, but then they went back and voted for Trump over
Trump over
Kamala.
Kamala
So what you're
because they don't
telling
like
me
black women.
is you'll take racism over sexism. You voted for him because you couldn't see a woman in office, and it wasn't about the policies. It
Hmm.
wasn't because calling a very well educated person uneducated was ridiculous when you have one of the most uneducated people in office. So that tells me your
You're holding the different standards.
yeah, you're holding
Yeah.
different standards. They were women. Hillary did lose a lot of people for that, but they were women. Um, that was the big problem. And the thing that I liked, whether you liked Bush, whether you liked Clinton, whether you like Obama, the thing that was happening in this country are the presidents were getting younger.
Hmm.
They were getting younger, and they were getting younger. And now
And they
we're
were getting
back to
things done.
old stuffy people.
Yeah.
Now we're
Yeah,
back
they said they got to go back to that, back to the old, back
But
to what
hey,
they felt works.
Bro,
AOC will be 8. Well, AOC will be 35 next election.
and see,
It better
bro,
be.
but that's like a
I
big
think she turned
thing,
35
bro,
this
is
year.
like the older people, we need to get them out of there,
They're
man.
not going
Like,
to. I mean, they're making so much money. I mean, granted, it's also illegal what they're doing, but I mean,
oh, it's
that's
illegal
that's
as
how
fuck,
Senate,
but it's
Congress, and all
like,
this works.
because
Inside
you have to
trading.
look at this. The amount of you won't believe the percentage of black Democrats who actually voted for Trump is insane when you look up the percentage.
Tell it to us.
I
It's
know.
Nah,
I
I
know.
it's
look.
I know. The women's was like it was like under 5%, but men we were a lot. It was like 30% men, black men, right?
so it's
yeah.
it's crazy. What do you man, it's just crazy. I don't know. It just seems like such a ridiculous thing that we still have to even talk about it today. And people will say this too. Well, because guys are talking about it, that's why it's still alive.
Well, no, because people are still benefiting from certain systems that need to be checked.
Mm-hmm.
If those things don't get fixed, we can't. If they don't get fixed and we don't start talking about it, we won't be able to fix it.
Hmm.
Once it's fixed, we can definitely move on to bigger and better things. But something like this, racism, is still being talked about. I feel like it's the biggest thing keeping America back because I feel like we could be
America truly
doing
could
some
be an
crazy
amazing.
shit.
Yeah, I feel like if America would just come together like as a collaborative unit, like nothing would touch us. Like we
What we
know
think
the
about Black and Miles is crazy.
Well,
right.
you saw a lot of people did that this weekend.
Yeah,
Oh
no
yeah,
King's protest. I was there.
It
Yeah.
was the biggest protest in U.S.
Bro.
history.
Trump called
But
it a
of
small
course, people
protest.
tried to paint that as the hate America. Uh, also,
But I.
Americans. A lot of Americans have to stop being gullible.
Hmm.
No
yeah.
one wants to
Oh my
research.
God, bro.
No one wants to research. I hear people.
Jesus.
I hear people arguing things that can be solved in 5 seconds with a quick Google search.
Hmm.
I
But they will
bro, oh my
argue.
God,
They
bro.
will argue it
Oh, for real.
down to the wire, and it is insane. I'll give you a prime example. You know who Peanut Tillman is?
Yes.
Okay, who doesn't know who Peanut Tillman is?
3 people.
Peanut Tillman was an NFL player. He used to play for the uh, Chicago Bears, right?
Okay.
So he played for Chicago Bears, and then I think he joined the FBI. He joined one of the agencies, and he
What a career
recently
change.
resigned because he said, "Well, Peanut Tillman, he joined the army after September 11th attack." That's Pat Tillman. I'm sorry, former Chicago Bears cornerback who retired from football in 2015. His name is associated with football, not the national anthem protest in 2016. He was gone by then, but he said he was in support of it and got a bunch of backlash. Right? It's called unpatriotic. He resigned because he felt that the government that he was now working for was not doing the right thing with everything that's going on. And all these people were commenting, telling him how patriotic he was and how much of a warrior he is and all of that. And because the internet is great and the internet's forever, people would find these people's screen names and they'd show them to where they badmouth him on his stance on kneeling and called him unpatriotic. So like you gotta pick it. You gotta pick what lane do you want to actually be in.
Instead of
Everybody
pandering.
is allowed to protest, but when people of a certain ilk protest, then it's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just amazing to me. Amazing to me. Well, it's not amazing. I'm sorry. It's not amazing. I'm older than you guys, so it's not as bad. It's never as bad as it always is.
Yeah, how was it
What
in the late 1800s,
what do the
late
white guys
1900s?
think? What did the white guys think about what? What's he talking about?
I don't know.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt that terrible joke you just tried to land.
I did. I
Um,
tried it. I messed it up.
yeah, I know you tried. It's okay. It's okay. You wear a lot on your head, so you're fine.
I do.
What do the white guys think about that? Think about what?
Who's the white guy? Shrimp Dick. Yeah.
His name is PP Winner. He's one of those people. You got to measure it from the base.
Yeah, from the ball sack is where you got to
Yeah.
measure.
You got
Who
to
here
start
is
from the back of the thing.
who here is white, gang?
No, but you know what? I was born. Um, I'm supposed to be a 70s baby, but it's like I was born in 78. I was 2 years old. I have no idea what the fuck happened in the 70s. So
Mhm.
as a kid in the 80s, which is my favorite decade, by the way, more favorable than the 90s where I was a teen, but there were places in Miami still to that day you couldn't go, like Coral Gables. In the mid 80s, if you look like me, you didn't just go waltzing through Coral Gables. You don't go waltzing through Coral Gables. That's a bad time for you. And I was a kid, and this is how racial trauma can start. I was a kid sitting in the back seat, and my father and I were driving from seeing my great grandma. She lived in Coconut Grove, so we had to go through Coral Gables. He was running out of gas, so he pulled over to a gas station, and these three white teenagers walked up. Now, my dad was a big, tall, muscular, athletic dude. He could have wiped the floor with them. One of them slapped his hat off of his head and told him to hurry up and get the F out of here. And my dad pumped the gas, put the gas nozzle back in the pump, sat in the car, and drove home looking straight out the window. Not one tear, not one emotion. But looking back on that, I told him, looking back on it as an adult, I know because when I revisit it back, his eye was getting a little watery, but he couldn't let those emotions out in front of me. He also told me he didn't beat the shit out of them because number one, I was in the car. Number two, him getting locked up doesn't help me.
At all.
And number three, he didn't want to make me a hateful person. Okay.
And I think it worked. I don't think you're a hateful person.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, he could have easily beat the crap out of him. So, yeah, even in the 80s, it was still happening. PP Winter wants to know what the white guys think about protesting during the game. Micah, to be specific. Does this person know you, Micah?
Really hope not.
I remember we said this. It's because you're going to be white on this panel talking about these topics, and so I think that's why you're
They're
being
going to single
included.
you out specifically.
Well, let's answer his
Right.
question.
So
What did you think about the kneeling during games in the NFL? Because I can tell you guys after you're done talking what I thought, and I did 20 years in the army, so I'll tell you what I think afterwards.
Yeah, I think just it was their way of protesting, but I don't think it was the way to go for it because that's to honor the soldiers that like died in battle, and it's not the way to go about it. Just to kneel, I don't think.
No,
Okay.
wait. Does it
So
change
wait,
the
no,
perspective?
Jameson, hold on. I did the 20 years in the army here. Hold on. So Micah, I heard that stance a lot, but there's 9 million reasons why you're wrong. Number one, the national anthem is not to honor the soldiers who died in battle. That's number
Mm.
one. Okay,
it's
it's to
racist.
honor the country. Number two, I fought on three different times overseas to give you the right to protest however the hell you want to. That's why it's called a protest. We cannot tell Americans when and how to protest. That's the whole point of being a protest. And no matter who it makes uncomfortable, that's what you do. Because if that was the case, those black people wouldn't have went and sat in those white bars and got arrested and made people uncomfortable in those restaurants. Number three, the same people who bitched about people kneeling during the anthem are the same people who would be on their cell phones during the national anthem, would be eating their hot dog during the national anthem, would be drinking a beer during their national anthem. No, President Trump was pointing at people during the national anthem and waving at people during the national anthem. So we pick and choose when people are allowed or people should be lambasted about doing something. And the biggest thing I'm going to tell you why it's not about that is no one noticed that Colin Kaepernick used to sit on the bench during the national anthem. Nobody noticed. He
Until he
started
decided to
kneeling
take a
because the
kneel.
Green Beret told him, you need to kneel if you're going to protest because sitting down is disrespectful. Kneeling is a sign of indifference. That's why you always hear the phrase, take a knee. It's a
Hmm.
sign of indifference. And then when he was asked, why are you doing it? He said, I'm kneeling to bring awareness to the disproportionate amount of violence that's done by police on the African American community. He literally said out of his mouth why he was doing it, but certain people took it and ran a different way with it. I literally said why I'm doing something, and then you turned it into something else. And yeah, maybe I can play devil's advocate and say, hey, during the game was the wrong time. People are there to watch sports, but if he didn't do it, that's the whole
Nobody would
point of
know.
protests. There was the attention. Now all the attention was on that. That's the point of a protest. Who wants? You can't protest in silence. What am I going to sit in my room and take a knee? Nobody in this country cares if Keone went into the shopping mall and took a knee, or or took a knee in my living room. Who the fuck would care? But because he did it on one of the biggest stages in America, it made people care, whether they cared because they were for it or whether they cared because they were against it. And that's the point of a damn protest.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you're not totally wrong, Micah. It's just the narrative that's been thrown out there. I wish more people would. They're out. I used to tell this people. I wish you would be as outraged at him kneeling. I'm sorry. I wish you would be as outraged on why he's kneeling, the same as why he's kneeling. I mean,
Yeah.
that he's kneeling. Like, be that mad about that than you are about him kneeling. You know what I mean? So that
They
that was.
can't because it doesn't affect them. So it's a big old circle.
I had a friend. A former friend named Jim, and he was one of those people. I mean, he's from Massachusetts, and it's like he's a white guy from Massachusetts. He's like, I don't understand. When I grew up, you told you yes sir, no sir to police, and you do. And they, I said, Jim, you say that to me as if you can't see that I'm black. I said, I was in high school at a party. We got called because the noise was too loud. The police came in. They made us get on the floor and they made the other students stand up. Until one of my white friends said, wait a minute. You've got all the black and Hispanic people on the ground and you didn't make us get on the ground. And he's like, shut the fuck up or you'll be down there with them. What do you think that was about?
Racism.
So when you have those type
Racism.
of stories, that people like and it's hard for you people like you and Lucas. It's not that y'all don't see racism. It's like you're not racist. So it's like
Yeah.
you know, it's hard for you guys to see it when you're not racist. Not to
It's a
see
different
the
lens that they're looking
racism,
at.
but to understand why. Like Lucas, you're sitting here like what? And you've talked before. Like Lucas in here, Brian, you're like, oh, so wait a minute. I'm supposed to dislike somebody because they are different than me?
And
Why?
and to add to your point, Keone, sometimes it's in ways like we're talking about a lot of the big stuff, bro. Sometimes you don't even see how they do it now, bro. Sorry, but we don't need you're not. You could have every fucking thing you need in the world. Sorry, but we no longer have room for this position.
Mhm.
Sorry, you're
Oh,
not
I
the
used
type
to
of
get
Over
that a
candidate we're
lot
looking
with my
qualified.
for.
name. Yeah.
Oh, you're at the restaurant for some odd reason. This family of five is able to get their waiter in the first 5 minutes. I've been waiting here. I've had water for 30 minutes, man,
You sounded
and it's
taller on
just
the
me.
phone. You
It's just
sounded
me.
taller on the phone.
You know, I came here with a reservation. My name is my name is Carl. I pull up. I look like this. That's
Oh,
not fucking Carl.
I I tested this before when I was stationed at Fort Stewart in Georgia. I went into this jewelry place and I wanted to look at jewelry, and it's not. I'm not copying someone's story. It actually happened to me. And people think these stories are just regurgitated and made up. It was called Friedman's Jewelry, and I wanted to get this friggin' watch, and the guy kept trying to talk me into another watch. And then I got frustrated. He was about to walk out, and this lady walks over. She goes, Hey, what's going on? How may I help you?" I said, "I just want to get this watch, but now I was wanting to get more stuff, but this guy over here is freaking pissing me off because he keeps trying to get me the cheaper watch." And she said, "Well, we can get you that watch." And then he turns around and goes, "We don't take debit cards and cash in this store. We only sell by store credit, and you have to be open a credit line." I said, "Okay." So I gave her my credentials, and it says must have a minimum credit line of 2,500 to shop at the store. She ran my stuff. She goes, "Okay, Mr. Stevens, your credit line is $12,500." And he just turned around, and I said, "Do you guys work off commission?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Good, because I want to buy a bunch of stuff."
And just look at him.
Somebody
It's
shut their
just
ass
like
up.
I don't. Maybe I am old. I don't know what this is supposed to mean.
Michael
Oh.
low key chopped.
Hey,
You chopped his
Micah, do
fuck,
you know this
bitch.
person,
Hey,
Micah?
Tough this shit.
I'll fuck you
Ban
up. Hey,
him.
that's my nigga, man.
Yeah.
what
Ban
we're
him.
not
I'll
gonna
fuck you
do,
up.
Yeah.
What's
what we're not
good?
gonna
Hold me
do,
back. Hey, hold me
Yeah,
back.
I'll give him you his
Hold
just
me
right
back.
now,
Hold me
bro.
back. Hold me back.
I
what
got
we're not gonna do
Bro, don't play with
Micah
me,
just-
bro.
is come at Micah. He don't deserve the. I don't know where
Who is
Don't
this
play with
Micah
Derek?
me,
hate is
bro.
Who
coming
is
from.
Fucking Derek. Who the fuck
We
you
gotta
think
cut
you
that.
is, Derek?
You
funny
over here
thing is
watching
he's
Mike,
like
aren't you?
5 foot.
Micah in here doing something for the world. You over here just hating. What are you doing? Watching him. Exactly. Shut up.
Micah, you don't know these people for real?
Oh no, I do.
Oh,
You
you
do?
do? Both of them?
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh,
I assume that
I can
Derek
tell
K
you.
when you.
is
And
that
him.
is
I
that your
mean,
black
And him.
friends clowning you?
Nah, they're not even black. That's the worst part.
I was gonna
Man,
say
what's wrong with that OJ guy, man?
because your friend's about to get jumped over you. You
Bro,
better tell
I'm
him to chill
trying to
out.
tell you. I'm
Listen,
trying
I'll
to
fuck that
tell you.
OJ guy up, man.
And that's the thing
Uh,
about other cultures. We'll ride for anybody, but we don't get rolled
hmm
for.
well,
And
they
no,
say
that's what's
this, and I
crazy.
don't know if you guys want to say it's true or not. They always say white people are more accepted in black spaces than black people are in certain white
Yeah.
spaces.
Hey,
Very much so.
Paramore?
Because you know
Come
what?
on.
Absolutely.
You get called the N word and porch monkey and jigaboo and all that, but when we get a cool white guy, we give him cool next, hey, white chocolate.
Come
On
That's
God,
on.
something.
bro.
What's up, Red Snapper? Come on, they get something.
Not red.
Bro, bro,
Snapper.
bro, bro. I was hanging around some folk. They nicknamed their white friend Miracle Whip. I say,
That's
yo,
weird.
Whoa,
that shit
pause.
was low key fire.
That's crazy.
Derek Day says, Micah, I'm coming for you. Pause.
That's see.
Not
Now
nah,
pause.
yeah.
I'm not
You
touching
got it
you.
out of
We're gonna leave that alone.
I'm not touching you.
We're gonna put that.
What you-
I don't want to fight no more.
he
here.
spelled it
He's
the
after
other
you
way.
next, OJ, bro.
Huh?
Oh my god.
He's after you next.
What the
Oh,
fuck you
really?
mean by that? What'd you say?
Nope. I
It's after
think
you
we've
next,
come
bro.
to a close.
That's me
Wait
next.
a minute. Hold on, Lo. Wait, what? What's going on?
Lowe's next, apparently.
No. Well, I
Me?
want to ask Lucas something
Oh,
before we
not
go.
you, Lowe. Sorry, OJ. Sorry, Lowe.
Oh, OJ. Well, I mean, his name is OJ, so he's heard it all. He's heard all the jokes, folks. He's heard them all.
Man, you know what? All right, let's make
No,
some more
don't leave.
jokes.
Lucas, why
All
you
right.
just
He's grabbing the
So
glove. Watch out.
what's the question for Lucas? What we got? What we got?
wait? Hold on. I'm trying to see what OJ. OJ. I
He
thought he
grabbed the
would have
glove.
got.
He
Oh, he
grabbed
got
the
the glove.
glove. He grabbed the glove. I guess the glove fit, didn't it?
Do they fit?
Do they? You
He's
tell
about to
me.
set it off in here, and they fit. Ooh.
Lock him up.
Got the same face he made.
Lock him up.
Lucas, what's the most important thing you learned today?
The most important thing I learned today, you guys